Imagine trying to handle the world's most complex bathroom situation while wearing what feels like a feat of architectural engineering. You're enveloped in layers of fabric that could house a small family. Your waist is cinched into a corset that makes deep breathing a challenge, and you're surrounded by a society that would faint if they knew the clever and sometimes shocking methods women used to manage nature's urgent calls. Today, we're delving into one of history's most intriguing mysteries: how Victorian women addressed basic human needs while dressed as walking fashion monuments. And trust me, their solutions will astonish you. Before we explore this world of hidden chamber pots and secret bathroom strategies, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Drop a comment below with your country or city. It's fascinating that we can connect across continents to uncover these historical mysteries together. If you're enjoying these deep dives into history's secrets, hit that subscribe button, because there are many more captivating stories to discover. Now, let's step back to a time when using the bathroom was akin to a full-contact sport, and women had to master stealth and strategy just to heed nature's call. The Victorian woman's dress routine was like gearing up for battle. She began with a thin linen shift, the foundation layer that protected her expensive outer garments from skin contact. Next came the corset, laced so tightly that it often reshaped lower ribs permanently. Over this went multiple petticoats, sometimes 6 or 7 layers, each adding volume and shape. The real marvel was the crinoline, a cage-like structure made of steel hoops connected by fabric tapes, extending up to 6 feet in diameter. Simple tasks like sitting or walking through doorways required careful planning and precise maneuvering. Some were so large that special furniture was necessary to accommodate them. Living in this mobile architecture forced Victorian women to reinvent how they approached hygiene and bathroom needs. Basic human functions became elaborate choreographed performances, requiring planning, assistance, and creativity. The chamber pot was central in this daily drama, carefully designed with oval shapes and curved interiors to fit between layers of fabric and petticoats. The higher quality chamber pots featured tight-fitting lids, not only to control odors, but also to signal their status to household staff. In affluent homes, these essential items were cleverly hidden within elegant furniture. Chairs had secret compartments, decorative cabinets housed multiple pots, and ornate wooden commodes masked their true purpose with beautiful craftsmanship. Servants moved through these grand homes like silent ninjas, checking, emptying, and maintaining these concealed bathroom systems throughout the day. The process required remarkable skill and coordination. A Victorian lady couldn't simply lift her skirts. She dealt with potentially 20 pounds of fabric, steel framework, and intricate lacework. She needed to master a technique that combined elements of ballet and engineering. Positioning was key. The oval chamber pot was carefully placed beneath the voluminous skirts, and through strategic fabric arrangement, the process could be completed without removing a single layer of clothing. At formal events, this became even more elaborate. Grand ballrooms and elegant homes featured special retiring rooms, essentially Victorian bathroom lounges, where ladies could attend to personal needs with proper assistance. These rooms were staffed with maids who acted like pit crews, helping with fabric positioning, ensuring the correct placement of the chamber pot, and providing cleanup assistance afterward. The entire operation needed to be so discreet that other guests wouldn't notice a lady had stepped away. These women were experts at maintaining composure and elegance amidst challenging logistics. Here's where it gets interesting. Many women during the Victorian era didn't wear what we'd recognize as underwear. The massive petticoats and crinolines made traditional undergarments unnecessary, as the fabric layers provided enough coverage and modesty, or so they thought. This changed when crinolines started causing public incidents. Imagine a lady on a busy street, when a strong gust of wind flips her enormous skirt upward, like an umbrella turning inside out. Such embarrassing incidents became common, prompting society to consider additional coverage. The solution was revolutionary: split-crotch drawers. These weren't solid undergarments like today's underwear, but rather two separate pant legs connected only at the waistband, with strategic openings in the middle. This ingenious design offered modesty when needed, while allowing women to handle bathroom needs without removing or adjusting their undergarments. The logistics of Victorian bathroom routines were complex, extending beyond just the mechanics. Consider the cleaning supplies available at that time. Toilet paper as we know it only appeared very late in the Victorian era. Instead, people used whatever was available: old newspapers, catalog pages, corn cobs, leaves, or soft cloth pieces that could be washed and reused. Wealthy Victorian women preferred soft linen cloths, which could be laundered with other household linens, offering more comfort than the alternatives. However, these also needed careful management by household staff. The monthly challenge of menstruation added another layer of complexity. Victorian women managed their periods with homemade cloth pads and a T-bandage system, a cloth belt that held absorbent materials in place. These materials ranged from soft rags and cotton to moss, sheep's wool, or other available absorbent natural materials. Women had to change these pads frequently throughout the day, often 12 to 20 times during heavy flow days. This all had to be managed discreetly beneath large skirts, without assistance, and always in silence. Society's expectations of feminine propriety meant menstruation was never openly discussed, even among women. The maintenance of Victorian clothing added another challenge. Those elaborate dresses with yards of fabric, intricate beadwork, and delicate materials couldn't be washed often. Many households only performed major laundry twice a year during events called Great Wash Days. Dresses were maintained through brushing, airing out, and applying powders to absorb odors and oils. Undergarments in contact with the body shifts, chemises, and later split-crotch drawers were washed more frequently. These washable layers protected the expensive outer garments and were essential for hygiene beneath those rarely cleaned dresses. Victorian ingenuity extended to public facilities, too. The garderobe system, inherited from medieval times, involved strategically placed openings in upper-story buildings that allowed waste to be disposed of directly onto the streets below. The famous warning cry, "Garde à l'eau," meaning "watch out for the water," gave pedestrians a chance to dodge what was being emptied from above. Chamber pot contents weren't always considered waste. During certain periods, including various wars, government agents collected urine to process into saltpeter, a crucial ingredient for making gunpowder. Your personal waste could literally help fuel military campaigns. The social aspects of Victorian bathroom culture were equally fascinating. Privacy, as we know it today, was non-existent for most people. Families routinely used chamber pots in each other's presence, and at social gatherings, gentlemen would step into the garden to handle their needs among the flower beds. Despite these challenges, Victorian women maintained their reputations for grace and elegance. They developed systems, techniques, and social protocols to navigate these daily challenges while upholding the strict standards of propriety that defined their era. The ingenuity required to manage basic human functions while wearing what amounted to portable architecture speaks to the incredible adaptability and resourcefulness of Victorian women. They created solutions that were practical, discreet, and effective, even if they seem shocking or amusing by today's standards. This glimpse into Victorian bathroom culture reveals much about the era's values, social structures, and the lengths people went to maintain appearances while dealing with universal human needs. It reminds us that throughout history, people have always adapted to their circumstances, no matter how challenging they seemed. These women were pioneers in problem-solving, creating systems and techniques that allowed them to function in a world that made the most basic human activities complicated. What's remarkable is how these elaborate rituals became normalized and were accepted as part of daily life. Victorian women developed an almost military-like precision in managing their clothing, schedules, and personal needs. They planned their entire day around their wardrobe logistics, timing their fluid intake, and coordinating with other women to share retiring rooms and assistants. The psychological resilience required to maintain dignity amidst these challenges cannot be overstated. Imagine the mental fortitude needed to attend a formal dinner party, engage in witty conversation, dance gracefully, and maintain perfect posture, all while managing the discomfort of a tightly laced corset and the awareness that any bathroom emergency required a complex logistical operation. Victorian women also developed secret networks of knowledge and support. Mothers taught daughters the techniques for managing their elaborate clothing systems. Servants became experts in discreet assistance, knowing precisely how to help without drawing attention. Female friends developed coded language and signals to communicate bathroom needs at social events without breaching the strict rules of polite conversation. The economic impact of these clothing systems was immense. Wealthy families hired teams of servants solely for maintaining the complex wardrobe needs of the household's women. Laundresses, ladies' maids, and seamstresses each focused on different aspects of keeping these elaborate clothing systems functional. The labor needed just to keep one Victorian lady properly dressed was staggering. Interestingly, the inconvenience of these clothing systems may have actually spurred positive social changes. The difficulty of managing such elaborate dress encouraged wealthy women to spend more time at home or in controlled social settings, which inadvertently led to increased focus on domestic arts, education, and intellectual pursuits. Some historians argue that the impracticality of Victorian fashion pushed women toward more sedentary, yet intellectually engaging activities. The shift away from these extreme fashion constraints didn't happen overnight. It took decades of gradual change, influenced by everything from the popularity of bicycle riding among women to the practical demands of World War I, which required women to take on more active roles in society. The enormous crinolines gradually gave way to bustles, eventually evolving into more practical skirt designs that allowed for greater mobility and independence. Looking back at these elaborate systems, it's easy to view them as quaint historical curiosities, but they reveal something profound about human adaptability. Victorian women didn't just survive these challenges, they mastered them, creating elegant solutions to seemingly impossible problems. They developed techniques to maintain their dignity, health, and social standing while navigating some of the most impractical clothing ever designed. The legacy of Victorian ingenuity extends far beyond bathroom logistics. These women pioneered approaches to problem-solving, discretion, and social coordination that influenced everything from fashion design to social etiquette and the development of modern plumbing and sanitation systems. Their experiences directly contributed to the push for more practical clothing designs and better public health infrastructure. So, the next time you effortlessly use a modern bathroom, slip into comfortable clothing, or handle any personal care routine with ease, take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey that brought us from chamber pots and crinoline cages to the convenience we enjoy today. The Victorian women who navigated these daily challenges with grace and determination paved the way for the freedoms and conveniences we now take for granted. Their story reminds us that human innovation often comes from the most unexpected places. Sometimes, the greatest advances in convenience and comfort are born from the most inconvenient and uncomfortable situations. Victorian women turned necessity into art, developing systems so sophisticated that they maintained elegance even under the most challenging circumstances. This is the incredible hidden story of how Victorian women managed one of life's most basic needs while dressed like walking works of art. It's a testament to human creativity, resilience, and the lengths people will go to preserve dignity in any situation. What did you think of this exploration of Victorian bathroom culture? Were you as amazed by the ingenuity and complexity of these routines as I was? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and let me know where you're watching from. Connecting with viewers from around the world makes exploring these fascinating historical mysteries even more exciting. If you enjoyed diving into this hidden side of history, be sure to subscribe because we have many more incredible stories waiting to be uncovered.